It's hard to believe that this channel is close to 600 videos strong at this point. And it's really just an incredible feeling to actually look back at them all, because there's been so many things I've actually done over the years. People may even remember some of the ancient things like Terraria and like Minecraft. If you go really far back, it is there. There's some of them that you kind of look at though, and you wonder where they've gone. Why you stopped doing them. God, it's been a long time since we played some Pokémon. And I think it's time we give it another shot. Why not? Hello everybody, it's Daniel here. Welcome on back to Showdown Sunday, competitive Pokemon battling each week on Sunday, featuring a brand new competitive team. This week we're looking at my re-entrance to the OU meta, and we're using a couple of standard things I used back in the day that are still holding up quite well here. So let's dive on into the team. The highlight of this team is going to be this Mega Tyranitar set right here. If anyone watched Showdown Sunday back in the day, you know that Mega Tyranitar I believe to be the most powerful Mega Evolution in the entire game. For the simple reason that after a Dragon Dance, your attack is sky high, your speed is sky high, and you've already got an increase in special defense from the Sandstorm. Like, you're talking the highest base stat total in the game after a single Dragon Dance. And you're also talking like a complete powerhouse after a single Dragon Dance. Like, look how much attack you have without it even. Just once that's times 1.5, it's absolutely insane. And you're incredibly fast. Like, most of Tyranitar's counters happen to be Pokemon that are faster than it, such as things like Gengar with Focus Blast. Because of this set, you're actually going to be faster than all of those things, which is absolutely incredible, and this just completely destroys teams. You even have Brick Break slapped on it so they can't hide behind Reflects and Light Screen, and also to deal with other Tyranitar, which is pretty great. Next up, we have a couple of staples for the team. We have a Choice Banded Scizor, Bullet Punch U-Turn, Superpower Knockoff. Just all around good damage. We went for a more bulky set because it can take a couple of hits, because Scizor has very respectable defenses. We have the Rotom Wash here. It's a Scarf Rotom, and paired with the Latios here, this actually forms a trick core of the team, because the idea is that this is a very aggressive team. It has a lot of power. If you can't get through some of the bigger walls, you basically trick them a useless item, and you kind of shut them down in that way. So Latios and Rotom work quite well here. And they both got a choice item set. It's Choice Scarf for Rotom here, and it's got a bulkier variety as well, so it can actually make use of the leftovers when you trick off the item. Hydro Pump, Volt Switch to switch around for utility, and Hidden Power Ice just because you kind of just need that coverage. Nothing else in the team actually has it, so we're slapping it on the Rotom basically. But these two guys work very well together. They're like the special core of the team, and they're just very, very strong. If you have a Choice Spec Latios, Draco, Psychic, Hidden Power Fire, again a trick. We gone for Modest here just to maximize that special attack, which is ridiculously sky high. That Draco Meteor is going to cause a lot of damage. So these two things are just very good. They do a lot of damage and they shut down walls. And this is one of the more interesting things. I use a Whimsicott a lot whenever I play an OU, because I think it's one of the stronger Pokemon, and one of the definitely more underrated ones. Because the idea is, because you have access to a priority Encore, you can actually shut down a lot of setup sweepers, and having a fast grass fairy typing is actually very good, because you take out a lot of threats that people just wouldn't really expect to see a Whimsicott taken down. Like, this thing works wonders against things like Conkeldurr, works well against Dragonites, it works well against a lot of Garchomps. There's a lot of common Pokemon that Whimsicott just answers, and it actually has respectable bulk. The EV spread is a bit weird because we do need to cover some of our weaknesses, and we do need a bit of extra special attack and speed. The speedy EVs are done here so that we outspeed Dragonites. The extra special attack is just so we have a bit more power on our Moonblast and Energy Ball, which again are strong grass and fairy type moves to have. And in its HP and defense, because we just want as much bulk as we can. It's a little weak, especially defensively, but we have a couple, the Latios and the Rotom, to take a couple of those hits. And we of course have the Tyranitar, which is going to have a huge special defense increase. Wrap up the team, then we have just a standard sort of tank for the team. It's just a Landorus Syrian, and it's got EQ, Stealth Rock, Toxic, and Protect. This is basically the bulkiest, stalliest wall on the team. And paired with Whimsy, they work just quite well together again. All in all, this has been quite an aggressive team though. I've had a lot of success with it. Because basically the tricks will shut down most of the walls that I need to go up against, and people aren't going to expect the combination of a Dragon Dance Tyranitar and this Whimsicott. And believe me, those two things just win so many games for me. Like, this Whimsicott is incredible. More people need to try it. But we are going to dive on into our first couple of games. I am excited to be doing this again. Let's dive on in. Okay, and what are we up against this time? Contrary Superior, I imagine. Mega is probably the Metagross because most people include that. That's a spinner Starmie, more than likely. Seems to be excessive to have the Starmie and the Togekiss together. And we also have this Talonflame here. This team seems particularly weak to Rotom in a couple of ways, though. He's going to leave with the Superior here, which is one of the few things the Rotom can't handle because it's just going to go for a complete overgrow on me. But the nice thing is that we can kind of just go straight into Scissor here and just get like a successful U-turn off. We can scout for the hidden power of Fire, basically. And I think I'm probably just going to do that like right off the bat. He's just going to go straight for the Leaf Storm, get that special attack increased. And now what we're going to want to do, we have to still scout for that hidden power of Fire, so we're going to actually have to pull a little bit of an extra switch. The slight problem we have is to actually get some initial damage off on this guy. We have to basically kind of scout what he wants to do. I doubt he's going to keep going for Leaf Storms here against the Scissor because that's going to take him absolutely forever. So I think our best bet is to just confirm the hidden power Fire, and sure enough, there it is as he goes for it on the Rotom. So the fact that we have Scarf here means that we can actually do a good bit of damage to it because, oh, it's actually slightly faster. We do have a slight awkward scenario here where we do actually need to deal with this thing. Honestly, the best way is probably going to be to get in... If we get in Latios and we just hit it with a Draco. Yeah, that seems to be the best way because it's Grass and Fire. So let's pull the switch out back to this again. And he's just going to go straight for the Fire again, just expecting me to do some switching shenanigans there. So that's absolutely fine because now we can just like either go for a consistent 2-hit Draco on this, or we could just... Actually, we could maybe even 2-hit Psychic. I'm trying to actually think. He could just switch into the Togekiss. That's the only thing that I'm slightly afraid of. So, you know, we're just going to go straight for a Psychic. And oh my god, he actually has a Dragon Pulse. Okay, well that is problematic. But here's where Whimsicott shines. Now we shut it down. We may have lost a Latios here, but we've now effectively just shut down his Superior, because he's locked into Draco. It's not going to affect the Whimsicott. He has to switch here. None of the rest of his team is going to appreciate the Leech Seed, so let's just go right for it. This is pretty great. He's going to go straight into a Talonflame here. Options that he has include a U-turn and Brave Bird. Honestly, for any of those moves, we're probably just going to go on and go straight into Landorus, get the attack drop off on him. Even if he goes to the Brave Bird here, it's really not going to hurt because we're going to like Leech Seed back up the health and then just use leftovers for recovery. So that's actually a really, really good start. Now, what's he probably going to want to do here? Stout Rock seems very predictable for me to actually do, so it's very likely he might switch into something like a Starmie. I don't think he's going to stay in here because I think he's going to fight a losing battle if he does that. He might just go for a U-turn and just try and get out of here. I could protect to get some more Leech Seed stall off. But I think actually the best bet is just to go for an aggressive EQ here and get some damage off. And sure enough, that's exactly what's going to happen here as he goes straight into the Starmie. So that's actually really nice because we can now finish that off with something like the Rotom. Most likely move that he's going to go for here is very likely just the standard Hydro Pump or something like that. 361 speed is a little problematic. It's just a little too fast for the Rotom, even after we consider our Choice Scarf, I believe. We go up to like 354 speed. Although at the same time, he can't really hurt us. So I think we're still kind of okay. Nah, he's actually just going to go straight for the Recover. That's actually fine then. I'm not too concerned about that. What I might actually do here is I'm going to choice away the item because he does have a couple of things that are vulnerable to both like kind of electric types and then a couple of like ones that are vulnerable to water. And I don't think the Choice Scarf is actually going to help in a lot of these scenarios here. So we're just going to get rid of it. He's going to go straight into his Garchomp here. Let's find out if this one's the Mega. He gets a Choice Scarf. We get a Rocky Helmet. So it's actually a more bulky Garchomp. So that's actually really nice. The fact that it's locked into a Choice Scarf now as well means that we can... He's basically just going to hit us with like an Outrage or something. But I'm pretty sure we can actually live that because we have enough bulk. So let's just go for the Hidden Power Ice. He's actually just going to go for a Stealth Rock. Okay, that's fine. We get a nice crit there. That's probably significant because we had a Rocky Helmet and it definitely had a bit of bulk. So that's actually very, very nice for us. This Superior is going to be a problem once again though. Because we already had this one as a problem before. It's definitely the most threatening thing on his team. Like we simply need to try and get like damage off on this thing. We're not going to live the Leaf Storm, and it's the fact that he has the extra one that makes it just a bit more problematic. We don't have enough speed to actually deal with this. Whimsicott is actually the best answer. So you know we're gonna go straight back into Whimsicott again because even if we lock him into Leaf Storm, like it's not great because he's going to have a lot of special attack, but on the plus side something like Scissor will be able to live a Leaf Storm even if he has like a ridiculous amount of attack. So we are just going to go for that. Let's lock him in on this. And he's probably going to get cocky here and try and like one-hit KO the Scizor in a moment or two. So this actually works quite well for us. We are going to lose to Whimsy here, but he's going to get overconfident, I imagine, here. And we can basically go into a Scizor, and if we U-turn, then that should just one-hit KO it. We need to get damage off on this Superior because it's the most threatening thing on his team. Sure enough, he is going to get way too overconfident here. That is not going to do it, my man. And Scizor is going to take that out, so that is fantastic. So leftovers of his team then, he's going to have a slight switch advantage here because we do have to switch something into rocks and then heal up. So honestly, what we probably want to do... If we switch into Tyranitar, it's actually one of the safer things, I believe. Because if he switches into a Metagross with a Togekiss here, we can actually pretty much go to our Rotom. And oh, he's just going to go straight for the Starmie. See, that's actually kind of strange, because I'm pretty sure after I increase my special defense, I am going to be able to live a Hydro Pump. So we basically have to calculate our speed and how much we're going to be at. So it's going to be... Oh, it's going to be very close. We're only going to be a couple of points of speed faster than him, but I believe we're actually okay here. I don't think we even need to switch to Rotom. Would that be way too ballsy, though? That's the only thing I have to consider. I would rather set this up on the Talonflame just because it's generally kind of safer. The problem is if we go straight into Rotom here, that he can effectively two-shot it because it's still like a Hydro Pump. It's going to do quite a bit, and after that, he can just kind of launch into a Thunder, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, he's actually got Scald, so that's actually really good knowledge because that means that we can definitely set up on this with our Tyranitar later, so that is honestly fine. Like, yeah, Scald still did a surprising amount. T-Bolt probably won't kill, though, just from the amount that did there, so that's actually quite nice to know. We can just kind of go for a Volt Switch here and just rack up a massive amount of damage. That's absolutely fine with me. So what we can probably do now is we can actually take advantage of the scenario. We can probably go into Tyranitar because he's going to try and recover. I don't think he's going to try and actually Scald here. He's going to try and save the Starmie for later because he's been playing it smart for a while now and trying to get a couple of switches off. The fact that it's Scald means that this isn't going to do near enough damage. We basically just have to pray that we don't get hit by the burn here. But if we manage to get this off, then we've basically won the game. So let's go for it. Okay, he's going to go for the Scald. It's not going to do enough. Don't get the burn. There we go. Okay, and we've pretty much won the game now. Because this is going to tear through the entirety of his team. Like, Brave Bird and Talonflame is not going to be able to stop it. Let's just tear through his team. The Mega Tyranitar sweep begins. Mega Metagross is the thing that's most likely to live it, but even then, we're going to be able to do a significant amount of damage to it. Brave Bird is going to do hardly anything to this, and we are faster than if it tries to even do like a U-turn or something. Just land the Stone Edge for the love of God, because we do kind of need it. It's possible to consider just not even going for it. He's actually going to switch into Metagross here, which is actually a big mistake, because if that landed there, then his Metagross would certainly die from the crunch. That was actually a really terrible play there. He's still going to die anyway because of the might of Mega Tyranitar, but he really shouldn't have done that because he did actually have a chance to live something like that. It's definitely the most likely candidate for it. Now we can just finish up the team with a couple of swift Stone Edges. Brave Bird is going to be nowhere near enough because Mega Tyranitar boasts a ridiculous 150 base defense, and all he's left is now is with a Togekiss, and we still have a Scizor as well. So this is pretty much GG. There's not much he can do to get back from this. And this is kind of how this team works. Whimsicott shuts down a lot of the big threats. We Choice Scarf away some of the items just so we can shut down some of the walls. And Mega Tyranitar just cleans up the game because people simply do not have an answer for it. And that was a fantastic way to display it, I think. My god. Let's dive on into another game. So this is a very weird looking team. It's like something straight out of UU if it wasn't for the presence of that Talonflame. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to lead with here. I haven't seen a Pavilion in quite a while. His team seems quite susceptible to a lot of things, so he's missing a lot of typing coverage just looking at this. And a lot of these things seem to be way too bulky, like the Togetic, the Quagsire, and the Tangrowth are all walls. He's definitely going to have the Mega Gallade. This team seems susceptible to a lot of things, though. In particular, it seems that U-turn is actually going to be particularly strong. Sobriety doesn't lead with the Talonflame. We're actually quite good here. He is going to leave the Pavilion here, so he's probably going to go straight for a Hurricane. Now, I can't one-shot this, so I know that much. So, our best bet... We could kind of play a bit of a switching game here. He's definitely going to go for the Hurricane. I don't want the Rotom to take that, so we're actually going to go straight into the Tyranitar here. He's actually going to go straight into his Talonflame, which is honest to God fine with me, because this can't do enough damage to me. And looking at his team, we're going to be able to do a significant amount here. We don't want to Dragon Dance for the sole reason that that Quagsire is actually going to like soak that up. So honestly, there's no way he's going to stay in with his Talonflame, so the best bet is actually to just Mega Evolve and go for a Crunch and get some damage off from the Quagsire. He's going to taunt us, which is weird. Okay, well we're going to get the defense drop there. That's... Okay, this is one of the more bulky varieties of Talonflame, so I guess it's running a... I'm guessing that it's going to be running Roost. We still want to like keep up the Crunch because it's very likely that he's going to switch into the Quagsire. He's actually going to switch into the Tangrowth then. That defense drop is actually very nice because our answer to this thing is more than likely just Scizor. It's not going to have the max speed because it's very rare that the Tangrowth actually does have that. It's probably just going to go straight for the standard Grass type here, so we can go straight into the Scizor because our U-turn is one of the strongest moves on this team because it's just actually really, really good and gives us a very good switch. Like, pretty much everything on this team we have an answer for in some capacity. He's going to go back out into the Talonflame here. We're going to get another 19% damage off on him, so that's actually fine with me. Speed-wise... Honestly, that was probably the best thing to deal with it, speed-wise. But we can just go straight back into the Tyranitar here, which is honestly fine with me. We do have to worry still about that Tangrowth because it is going to have access to Regenerator. So what we're actually going to do here is going to pull a bit of a double switch out to the Landorus. Basically, we're trying to bait that U-turn and then get a good switch matchup on him. I'm wondering what has Defog on his team, and it's probably going to be the Togetic. Because something's definitely got to have it. He's just going to go for a Brave Bird here. That's honestly fine with me. And we're going to take the opportunity to set up this Stealth Rock. He's actually going to go for the Taunt, which is quite clever. Okay. So this is going to seem a little insane, but we can actually switch into the Whimsicott here. And the reason we can switch into Whimsicott is the fact that he's probably going to go for the Roost. It seems very silly to do this because it is a freaking Talonflame. Oh wait, no, Prankster only gives us +1 priority. That's right. Okay, so he's actually going to be on scale with us with Gale Wings. So we're going to want to switch out again. Let's rack up a little more recoil and get that Sandstorm up again. Yeah, we do actually have to consider Encore in that way, but this is still like very, very nice for us. And this time we're not going to like beat around the bush or anything. We can probably just go straight for a Stone Edge. It's not direct contact as well, so the Rocky Helmet isn't going to kick in from the Tangrowth, which is very, very nice. He's going to go for a Sword Stance, which is a little weird. My god, man, you're up against a Tyranitar. You don't stay in on that. No matter what your idea is. Because he only seemed to have like Brave Bird as access to like his move there. That was a very weird play. Okay, we're going to have to bear this Gallade in mind though, because this is actually going to be able to hit us quite strong. We're probably just going to want to get the attack drop on it. And this should hopefully just kind of shut it down to a degree. He's actually going to go straight for the Sword Stance, which is a little scary, but we can actually kind of tank this for long enough. Like, we actually have... Our Rotom is going to be faster with the Choice Scarf, so we can finish it off with a Hydro Pump here. So what we probably want to do here is just like Toxic away. No, he has Ice Punch. Okay. Alright then. That's how this is going to be. I see. Okay, so this is a little scarier now just because of that. But between Rotom and between our Scizor, we can basically finish this off. We're sending out Rotom first because it's okay if this takes more damage. Because Scizor is something that we just want to keep alive because it's so strong against loads of his team here. And we basically just want to go for the maximum amount of damage and go straight for the Hydro Pump here. He's actually going to switch out to his Togetic, which, okay, I mean, that's fine. We basically countered the Gallade thing because it doesn't have the Sword Stance set up. That's very nice for us then, I guess. I'm honestly not sure what this is going to do. I imagine it's just going to want to set up like a T-Wave or something like that. Like, I'm very tempted just to kind of like stay in, but go for a couple of Hydro Pumps, but we're not really going to achieve much. We want to really do here is actually probably just trick away our item. He could just go for the Air Slash for like his attacking move here. This is actually going to be quite a bulky team to get through, isn't it? Yeah, just looking at the composition, this actually is going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to go to Scizor, and we're basically going to knock off a couple of items, because this guy is definitely using the Eviolite, so we can just knock that off, and then this thing is going to die in one hit to pretty much either the Rotom or the Scizor just a little later. Actually getting that off from the Quagsire is very, very nice, because this is a wall that we just basically don't want to mess with. And we basically just have to rack up little bits of damage like this where we can. We're going to need to... Still can't get the Stealth Rock set up because the Landorus is dead. But I think we're in actually a very strong position here. This is probably going to just go for a Scald. So honestly, like either the Rotom or the Whimsicott is probably best. It's questionable if it has Water Absorb or Unaware. I'm probably guessing it's Unaware, just given the bulky nature of his team. But Whimsicott is good either way. He's just going to go straight for the Recover. Okay, that's fine with me. I mean, we could just go for the Energy Ball. He might not expect it. We could just go for a Moonblast as well. But I think it's good that we just reveal the Energy Ball here. Okay, he is just going to like switch straight out. That's fine with me. So Vivillon is probably just going to be the standard Hurricane set. And we can kind of see how this guy is playing a lot as this game goes on. He's very much like predicting what we're going to do. So basically what we're going to do is make more ballsy plays in the future going forward. He's basically a reactionary sort of player, it would seem. So that's like really just good for me to know, because it basically knows how I should play it. So he is going to go straight for the Hurricane here. Now he could go straight for a Bug Buzz as well. Bug Buzz is probably not going to deal near enough though. He's going to put the timer on as well, which seems a little unnecessary. So standard answer to this is probably going to be to switch in something like the Tangrowth, which is a bit unfortunate because we're actually not in the best of positions to deal with the Tangrowth. He could still go for that Bug Buzz though, so we're just going to go for one single Stone Edge. He's actually going to go for Sleep Powder, which is interesting. Trippy Toby can probably just tank this out. He's going to go for the Quiver Dance as well now, which is weird. We will break through this hopefully next turn. If we do that, then we can stop this thing before it gets out of hand. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is honestly still okay because that's a Vivillon. That doesn't actually have much in the way of bulk. Like, I'm actually not too worried here. Yep, so we go straight to Scissor. Bullet Punch will probably kill this. So we can just go straight for it. He's actually going to go back out the Tangrowth. Okay, he's playing it very, very cautious. Okay, wise guy, eh? Let's start going to Latios then. Sludge Bomb. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do here is go for the Psychic. He's going to go to the Togetic. Yep. Just get some more damage off. Now he's probably going to go for the Roost because he's slower. And this is actually going to be very tough to break through. This is like a very bulky team. He'll go for the Roost. We go for the Rotom Wash. He's going to now go to Quagsire. We've knocked off the leftovers on the Quagsire already. I think this is the time where we test if it has Unaware or Water Absorb. I personally think it's Unaware. So we go for a Hydro Pump as he goes in the Quagsire. He didn't go in the Quagsire. He's just going to Roost it again. This man is being a bit weird. Back to Scissor. Okay, Toxic. Alright then. Bullet Punch is kind of suspectable here. So we go for U-turn. He goes in the Tangrowth. Okay. So we get that off. You see, this is how we basically have to play it. We're going to be like a ballsy bastard here, and we're going to like rack up as much damage as we possibly can. So he's going to go into that. And now the next play is that we Hidden Power Ice. We Hidden Power Ice on this thing. I'm pretty sure we can kill it. There we go. That's the Tangrowth down. So that's the biggest counter to Scissor out of the way. He's now going to go into his Gallade. So this thing has Sword Stance. It also has Leaf Blade. Either of them are good for Whimsicott to deal with. Sure enough, he goes straight for the Sword Stance. So now we Encore him into it. And it's very likely that he'll actually switch here, protecting the Encore. But we still need to go for it because it guarantees us to defeat this Gallade later. Sure enough, that's what's going to happen. So now that he doesn't have Tangrowth, Leech Seed is going to hit everything on his team. So we're going to get that up next. We could just go straight for a Moonblast here, but it's actually... it's kind of questionable if that's actually really helpful. Leech Seed is probably better because we can get Scissor up to better health. And now he's going to go straight into Vivillon. So two outcomes here. He's probably going to like Hurricane first and then go for the Sleep Powder. So actually what we're going to do is anticipating the first one of these is we go straight out to Rotom. Because the Leech Seed is going to keep us like in very, very good health. Let's do that. He's going to go for the Hurricane. And now we're faster than this. But he's still got the Quagsire on the team. So what we actually use is Hidden Power Ice. And that's the Vivillon down. Just in case he tried to switch. We're like surely eliminating this team one by one. We've gotten rid of a lot of the bulk. He's going to go back out to the Gallade. Now, last time we had the Gallade, we went straight to the Whimsicott, and he tried... Basically, we were able to shut him down with the Encore. So this time he's probably going to go for the Ice Punch. So, considering that he's going to go for the Ice Punch, we're basically going to go try and get some damage off him by going straight into the Scissor or playing it a bit smarter like this. Sure enough, that's what he's going to do. Because he's anticipating too much, but only to one level. I'm anticipating his anticipations, and that's why I'm doing better here. So this still is going to have the fighting type move. He's not going to use Ice Punch again. So now we go to Whimsicott. He's going to close combat. That's fine. Now he's going to try an Ice Punch. So we Encore him in. And that's going to force him to switch again. And his Quagsire and his Togetic can't really touch this guy. So he's going to have to do that again now. We've Encored him into it, so that's pretty great. And what we go for instead is we go for a Moonblast, because it's very likely he's just going to like straight up switch out. Sure enough, he is. So he's going to go into his Togetic. Now Togetic is probably... It still has access to Air Slash, so we have to consider that. So what we probably want to do... We haven't knocked off the item on this thing yet, and we still have this Rotom kind of like in very, very good health. So we're actually going to go into Rotom here, and we're going to basically just trick. Oh, he's going to go for the Toxic. Okay. So it's very likely that he might just protect here. He's either going to protect or switch to Quagsire. Either way, we actually can't deal significant damage to him. So the best switch is actually Scizor. He's going to Roost. The Bullet Punch is very, very predictable. So we U-turn. He goes to Quagsire. We go to Whimsy. Now this can't hurt us. So what we basically do is we go for a Leech Seed. He goes back into Gallade. We get some more damage off from the Gallade via this. Now, Ice Punch... We've been switching into our Scizor a lot, anticipating these Ice Punches, but it's very likely that he can still go for a close combat. And Trubitola close combat is really going to hurt. The thing is, I can't afford to lose his Whimsicott because it is the answer to his Quagsire and this Gallade. So basically what we have to do is we go into Rotom here. We should be able to live even one hit there just because of the Leech Seed. That's actually going to be a crit, which is a little unfortunate. But we're still alright here. And we're now faster than it. So now we trick predicting Togetic. No, we don't. That's too ballsy. Because if he stays in, then it's going to be really disastrous for us. He hasn't been switching in that Quagsire at all. I think we Volt Switch. Yes, we do! Okay, and he stayed in with it, so he's probably not gonna... He's probably just gonna go for a close combat or something like that, so we go back to Whimsicott to take that. He's actually gonna go for the Psycho Cut, but that's fine as well. And we managed to successfully take down the Gallade. So we have 2 walls left. That crit does not matter, my man. You were gonna die there anyway. Because, like, we would slowly whittle him away. So now he's got only these 2 things left, and basically Scizor is going to wreak havoc for him here. Because this seems to be a very bulky Togetic, but as you can see, it can't actually do anything. So we're pretty much good to go to a Bullet Punch here. That crit does not matter. We have more than enough power. And we've pretty much taken the game. It does not matter, my man. It does not matter in the slightest. And yeah, we can pretty much just do whatever here, and we're going to be able to take this out with the Whimsicott. So we basically just don't want to switch straight into the Whimsicott because that will spell disaster. So what we can do is just go to this. He's going to Waterfall, that's fine. And we're going to trick it an item so it has no access to recover. And that's pretty much the game. Like, there's no way he can win from this position. We've pretty much got it, and that is GG. He called out the crits, but it actually has no bearing because you can see that we were slowly whittling them down. Like, I didn't expect to be able to finish him off in that turn, but I was going to be able to do it just through a variety of switches. So it, honest to God, does not matter. And now we wait it out. We might get a lengthy essay here in a second about something, but That was a very good match though. Like, this is a very bulky team to play against, but we managed to break through all the walls. The tricks came in handy, the knockoff came in handy. Mega Tyranitar didn't get to do as much work because there was a Vivillon here that I underestimated just a tad. But through the use of like Whimsicott and basically Scizor, we were able to push through this team because they were really the MVPs. Like, that Scizor is able to just do so much damage. Let's just give that a choice scarf. It's locked into recover now, so it's kind of a lost cause. There we go, he's just going to forfeit and quit. So that's going to be the game for us. That was a fantastic match though, because like that was one of the toughest scenarios that this team has, where you're against a lot of bulky things, and it really just shined through. It's like a hyper-aggressive team that can actually function like that because you have the trick support, and you have the joy of Whimsicott, which is still kind of aggressive because it's fast enough. So that was a really good game. And that's going to be it for this week's Showdown Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's fantastic to be doing this again. I've finally gotten back into Pokemon. It's been like close to a year since I did the last Pokemon commentary on this channel, and I've been meaning to do it for a while. But as I truth be told, just the metagame from the last generation just hadn't really interested me that much with like Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Since seeing all the Sun and Moon news, I've been getting really back into Pokemon, getting really excited about it again. And I just thought that it's like, since we're going to be hopping on to a new generation soon, why not test out a bunch of the bunch of good things from the previous gen while we still have the chance. It's kind of like rekindled my interest in it because it's going to be an entirely new metagame to be faced with in a while. And yeah, this is just like, it's really fun to be back. Like, I've really been enjoying my matches, and this team has been doing so well. But if you're new to this format of show though, basically each week I'll be showcasing a new competitive team on Sunday. We'll be trying out a couple of new ideas. It will most likely be OU, but we'll be doing some UU at some points and some random battles at some points as well to really talk like predictions and strategy. I'll be getting a friend on for that as well, which should be great. But that's basically what it is, just competitive Pokemon battling. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like, because it's the return to form. I want to see if people are interested in this still, because I know it's been ages since I've done it. So if you did enjoy this, by all means, please leave it like a thumbs up, or just let me know in the comments below. Just say that you enjoyed it in some way, basically. I hope you did, I really do. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you at something new soon. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.